feel the love. A wee ma whack, a wee ma whack, a wee ma whack, a wee ma whack.
In the jungle, the mighty
Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. It means no worries for the rest of your days.
You got jokes. You got jokes.
What do you mean?
You apparently have jokes.
What are you talking about?
Just walk us into it.
You didn't even join me on any of the songs.
Just move on. We're moving on.
So, it's Daria with HEELKAIJU. Next to me with Spotted Menace.
Oh my God. She got to you.
Shout out to Sasha Fierce.
She got to you.
So anyways, we have The Lion King. I'm not going to say any more. I'm just going to go ahead and let you play the music. What do you think? You actually have to
play the damn music.
You have to care.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go. Let's all go. Let's all go to the lobby.
Must take your place in the circle of life.
Sigh.
Okay, here's the thing about being a critic. It's our job to review the movie.
Glower.
So you can't just shout out random words. Review the movie.
No, I'm giving my expression as I sit here and I am standing and staring at the chasm of suck. So I have to actually be.
Yes, that's our job. Like
we have to actually.
Like you can't just shout random words, and you can't shout random big words.
They weren't big words. Okay.
They were pretty big words.
They were.
Okay,
not.
You shouted doctorial words.
Doctorial words. She said doctorial.
You can't do that in a review. You got to actually form cohesive sentences.
So disclaimer.
Okay.
I am a massive Lion King fan. One of the first movies I saw with my dad on the big screen. We've bought, I don't know how many times we've bought the VHS and the DVDs. We just got one right there, Blu-ray.
Yep.
Right there in a little rack over there. Mm-hmm. So that will paint this review. I don't want anybody in the comments to be like, "Oh man, you just didn't like the movie because you like the original." It's, no. I'm giving that disclaimer. I'm letting you know I absolutely adore the original. My second disclaimer: when I saw that they were doing a live action Lion King, I started rolling my eyes until I saw the cast.
That's the problem.
And I love
with this movie.
This cast. This cast hit me in the chest, and I'm like, okay, I love everybody here. Every single one of these people here. I absolutely adore you guys. Bring it on. So that also is going to paint this review. Now, to start, we didn't just see this movie in theaters. We saw it on Broadway. Mm-hmm. We saw it on, again, VHS.
Yeah.
On
we
TV.
even drove to Alpharetta, Georgia, and saw our
little cousin
/ little cousin,
Gabrielle Gabby.
Dandridge.
Shout out to Gabby.
Who'd she play?
She played Sarabi.
She
was Sarabi
in the Lion King play.
It was surprisingly almost Broadway level for an 8th grade class.
It was fun.
It was incredibly fun and full of life.
Fun.
Hold on one second. This had less life than an 8th grade play. This movie had less life than an 8th grade play. Okay. I'm going to spoil some things. No. Because, like, first of all, if anybody's listening to this damn review, they've seen the animated Lion King.
Oh, that's true.
I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, by the way, aliens come down and abduct Scar, and then we're going to have the Lion King live action 2.
I hope
and he
not.
comes down from space
I
and
hope
starts
not.
like freaking laser targeting the rest of the lions.
Oh,
that's
please
not
don't.
what happens. It's the Lion King. You know what's happening in the Lion King. So what I'm going to spoil is a few things that they've made changes about.
Okay.
And they're not big, massive storytelling spoil, except for one. And even then, doesn't change the story. It just changes the way a character just has his arc going. Mm-hmm. The big and like really, it's just this one big thing. It's really just one big thing. They did my boy Scar dirty in this movie.
He is the best character, and we all know that.
They did my boy dirty. Like, hold on, I'm gonna pull.
Like, okay, I'm even gonna do a spoiler. Like, the best damn song out of the whole movie that's not irritating, they flubbed it.
Oh, no, they didn't flub it. No. To flub it means that they attempted it and failed.
They didn't even try to attempt it.
So it's not a flubbing.
What is it?
They just didn't do it.
Best song in the movie.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Be prepared. Just no. But like this is tangential, so it actually fits in. So in the animated version of this movie, Scar is a conniving, sinister. He's a catty little bitch.
Always has been. That's his
Always.
motif.
Jeremy Irons, you son of a gun. I love you as Scar. Tweddle Age of 4. You tried. You really did. But like they gave you nothing.
Nothing.
You like they punked you out because the big thing that they changed about Scar is not that he had the hyenas under his thumb from the very beginning. He basically bitched out and asked them for help.
Yeah.
And that changes a lot about Scar the character. He turns from being this mastermind to being just, as I said, just a little bitch. Like to be, though, because they did that change, they did actually, and this is one point for this movie. Mm-hmm. They really turned into the whole hyenas as a matriarchal society. And if everybody knows who I am, you know, I'm a big hyena fan. You know, that's my John. And I loved the way they did Shinzi in this one by, instead of her just being one of a trio, being the main mamma jamma of the pack. I love that. So kudos, boom, point for you, live action movie, boop, for you, live action movie. But everything else, like this movie has just no life, and it is a slog to get through. Even though you know everything, every line, every song, when it happens in this movie, you know all this, it's still a chore to get through. Mm-hmm. That's all you got is because you punched me in my arm like 3 times because you were angry in this movie. Yep. And all you got from me is
By the way, another tidbit of annoyance that Disney has been doing lately. I love how they're telling me F you at the end of the movie. They did it for Aladdin. They did it for Beauty and the Beast.
What was the FU? Because I ran out of there once the final title card popped
the
up.
way Scar died, or whoever the hell fell off the goddamn cliff, because it didn't even look like Scar.
Oh yeah.
So we don't even know who fell.
Oh, okay. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. We knew it was Scar, but we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. This movie is like the uncanny valley. You know what the uncanny valley is? It's like when something looks almost human, but like it just has this weird tweak to it that lets you know it's definitely not. Like you ever see like a robot where it's just like, oh wow, it look humans, and then the very second it opens its mouth, it's like, you are definitely Satan's toenail clipper. Just bad. No. This movie encompasses that, and it's not because of the CGI, it's not because of the animation. Like they did the best they could. And it wasn't bad. It wasn't like the worst thing ever. I didn't hate looking at this movie. But the way everything kind of came together just felt so wrong. Just in execution.
Yeah,
It
they basically just said F you.
So wrong in the way that they executed things.
Yep.
Like certain lines were flipped and switched and just like cut and altered in a way that kind of changed. Like it's like somebody ran this script through Babelfish in Japanese and Estonian and all these other languages, then right back to English, and we got this script where it's like it's almost exactly the same. But like the weird tweaks just kind of change characters' motivations a little bit. Like when Simba is trying to go to the elephant graveyard, in the animated version, he's trying to convince Nala to go. And they work together to convince their parents to go. That's the whole thing because, you know, they are mischievous. They're not precocious. You know, they're right there. They're kids, and it works for them because
there you go with those scholarly words.
Anyway, but it works for them. In this one, literally, he just goes like, "We're going to the elephant. We're going to the watering hole." It's like, okay, we're going to the water hole, and that was it. That's just where it cuts off. Just like we're going to the water hole. Okay, where? That's like it's a small thing, but it's a big thing. In the way that you characterize these characters.
Yeah. Because what is it called in the cartoon? They're going to the elephant grave, isn't it?
They're going to, it's the same thing. It's still the elephant graveyard. It's still even the way that Scar presents the elephant graveyard. Jeremy Irons is all as a catty little bitch. It's like, oops, I didn't mean to let that out. But like in this one, Scar just like, going to the elephant graveyard. Oh, I said too much. Okay. Don't tell anyone. And boom, gone. And that's the scene. That's the scene. It loses all of the flair of how bad it is. We know it's bad because we've seen the movie. But like, if it stood on its own, it'd just be like, okay, just a throwaway line. You could have cut that out.
Yeah.
You could have cut that out. Hell, Scar could have just walked up to Sim and just be like, hey, don't go to the elephant graveyard. Oh no, don't tell anybody I told you about the elephant graveyard, and just walked off. And it would have met the same criteria. Now we're going to get to just how everything looks the same.
Really? We're not going to go right to the score?
We're going to go right to the score in a second. We're going to go to the score in a second. We're definitely going to go to the score in a second. Because,
yeah. Do you see my reaction in this review?
Yeah.
This is going to be your reaction in the movie.
Oh, my God.
Literally. I am not being funny. I'm not half-assing this review. This is genuine. Okay.
I will say there was a couple. It did make you laugh in some spots.
Yes.
Donald Glover and Beyonce are.
Oh my God!
Once they hit the screen, they were great.
Yeah, and Alfred Woodard and Seth Rogen and who was the little gerbil?
Meerkat.
Whoever.
I know him, but I don't know his name.
Right.
Hold on a second.
Okay, so once,
Billy Eichner. There you go.
Yeah, once they all were on the screen, the movie picks up.
But even then, it feels like they're beholden to the original script.
That's
it's like you make a choice. Make a choice. You either make the script your own or go exactly to the script. You don't do this weird mismatch to the point where it's like, okay, I'm going to make a funny quip that's completely me, but then I have to turn myself right back into the script and make the same quip that the original actors said.
That's my frustration.
That Nathan Lane and them said.
Yes, because that was my frustration with Aladdin. That's my frustration with this. You have Beyonce, Donald Glover, Alfred Woodard, Seth Rogen, who is it?
Keegan-Michael Key, Eric Andre.
Right. You have all of these badass actors.
I will pause.
Hold on.
Oh, go ahead.
You have these badass actors who can clearly hold their own. They don't need to do script by script or word by word to stay with the original. You could have let them just do them, and it still would have been Lion King. Do you see what I'm saying?
No, I get that. I will again point to this one, because while Cheech and Whoopi Goldberg and I want to say Jeffrey Cummings, I think did Ed.
I think so too.
I think he did Ed. But like they were great. I love them. They were memorable. Keegan-Michael Key and Eric Andre, perfect on screen when they were given a chance to just talk, those two. I love the running gags that they had about, like, I'm not going to talk into it because that is the one, like, it's such a good thing that I don't want to spoil that.
Yeah.
But, like, I loved when they were on screen. Who was playing? Florence Kasumba was playing Shinzi. She owned that role. She owned it. She wasn't trying to be Whoopi Goldberg. She was trying to be sinister bad guy.
And she was.
Female hyena. And that was perfect. Boom. Another point to this one. But everything else, it was like either let it be its own thing or go script by script. Because every time you can see where the seams are in this script where it's like, this is definitely Eric Andre being himself, but he has to say this line.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, right back to the original. And it's like, okay, either you're doing the exact same thing as the original or you're not.
No.
Make a choice, because what you're doing right now is this weird whiplash where I know somebody's going to say the exact same thing from, like,
cartoon,
worded the exact same way with the exact same inflection. And it's just like, where are you going? Like, who is this movie for?
I don't even know.
At this point, who's this movie for? So you know what? Forget it. Let's just go right. Take ourselves right.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do things a little different.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you give your score first.
I had a whole tirade.
Go for it.
In mind, and I didn't want to run over yours.
No, it's fine. Go for it.
So you want me to go for it?
Yep.
I say it again. Who is this movie for? It's not for fans of the original, because if we wanted to see the original, we just see the original. It's not for the new kids, because I had a 2-year-old in my lap who sat quietly for Spider-Man, for Little, for Secret Life of Pets, for Toy Story 4, completely engaged. And in this one, he was just like, I'm done. None of this is entertaining to me. I had kids behind me who were perfectly doing the exact lines from the original until, like, again, that weird Uncanny Valley hit. And you're just like, okay, now we have to do their parts. And then they just kind of shut up and just kind of lean back in their seats. Like, I don't think, even though people applauded this when we got out, first of all, I don't know why you applauded this. Of all movies that you want to applaud this?
Yep, they applauded Beauty and the Beast too, but whatever.
Why would you applaud those movies?
We're just going to move on.
We're going to move on. With all of that, like, I don't know who this movie is actually for. And quite honestly, if we weren't doing this channel, this work that we're doing right here, trying to build ourselves up, if we weren't trying to do that, I would have said, fuck it, and skipped this whole movie and not missed a damn thing. There is absolutely nothing that this movie provides to you aside from this new song that Beyonce put out, Spirit, which, kind of knocks. Aside from that, there's like nothing super memorable about this movie that makes you just want to go, okay, I need to see it. I need to catch this on Blu-ray. I need to catch this on Disney Plus whenever they drop their streaming service. So I don't know who this movie is for. And initially I was ready to give this a 1, a supreme 1, and just go about my day because it's inoffensive until you think about how offensive this movie really is. And not this movie, just the practice of continuing to put out bullshit after bullshit after bullshit of live action remakes that do absolutely nothing more than try to go beat for beat with the original and make you go, why are you here? Why are you here? If you're not going to do something new, at least Aladdin provided a new character. At least Aladdin brought in another story arc with the genie and this new character that makes you go, okay, at least there's something new. At least Aladdin said, hey, Jasmine is not just some wallflower, girl just sitting onto her own. She was like, I'm here trying to protect my people. At least Aladdin did that for you. At least Beauty and the Beast reminded you like, hey, there's a story about here's why nobody remembered that the people in this castle were turned into fucking furniture. At least Beauty and the Beast did that. This does nothing new. Absolutely. Wait, scratch that. They did one thing new. They explained why Nala found her way to this oasis and crossed the fucking desert. That's it. That's it. We didn't need that. This was highly in the like they did in a bit of dialogue in the animated version. In a bit of dialogue, what this movie had to stop this movie to do 5 minutes of suspense, quote unquote. with Beyonce Nala. So that's the only real new thing that was added to this movie. Otherwise, there was no reason for this to exist. So don't fall into this trap. Don't see it just for shits and giggles. Again, we're only doing this because of this fucking channel.
Right. But
this is a fucking zero. This is a fucking zero.
Okay.
This is a zero. Don't see this movie. Don't support them. Don't reward them. Do not reward them for this shit. At least with Mulan, we're going to get a whole new story. We're going to get some new shit. This is nothing new. Zero.
My turn?
Go for it.
My turn. So, got The Lion King. See the previews. Get everybody all excited. Get them all wet in their little jiggly panties and stuff. Because, you got the characters. You got it, Donald Glover, Beyonce, Alfre Woodard, Keegan-Michael Key. All these fantastic actors and actresses. And you know what they did with that? They just said, screw you yet again. So Disney, because I love Disney, always have. Right now, you guys are making me not like you, period. Because you have formidable. Yes, I said formidable. I know that's not a word, but God damn it.
That's a word.
Well, whatever. I've been doing back-to-back recordings, and then I left recordings and finals to go see this bullshit. I am highly irritated. It doesn't even deserve a 0. But because of the actors that I named in this shitty movie, I gave it 1 score. 1 freaking star. Are you serious? Disney. Like, what the heck? Just stop making shit. Just stop making shit. Just stop making live action bullshit. Okay. You gave us Beauty and the Beast. You gave us Aladdin. You gave us Dumbo. You gave us freaking, who else?
Shit, I don't even.
Exactly. And all of those, you shitted on us. I feel like shitting on you back.
Okay.
But you know what? That's fine.
I feel like shitting on
1 goddamn star. This is a bullshit. Don't see this shit.
Wow, she really walked off.
Don't see it. Bullshit.
She's walking away right now. She's out in the hallway right now. Wow.
Stupid movie.
I thought I was mad. I thought I was the mad one. Okay. Can you yell out a kaiju out for me?
Screw you.